Go ahead and get comfortable here, and I've got my comfy little hot mess socks going on to help me out in this video as well. Can luxury YouTubers really afford what they claim they can afford while being as financially responsible as they claim to be? Well, the numbers don't lie, so let's do the math together to find out. Gosh, I might regret posting this, but it's too late to turn back now. Hello, and welcome to A Brief Case of Luxury. I'm a business professor by day with a weakness for all things luxury, and like many of you, I love watching YouTube unboxing videos. The bigger the better, right? But in the back of my mind, I'm always thinking, how in the world can they constantly afford to do so many unboxings? And this isn't coming from a place of spite or jealousy, but true curiosity, especially when so often unboxing videos are followed by justification videos, where YouTubers defend their spending habits, most claiming that they are financially savvy with their purchases, that they don't spend recklessly, that they avoid using credit cards, which I disagree with, but that's a separate video, that they make sure that they are saving and investing before spending what's left over on luxury items, and so on and so on. With Black Friday right around the corner, I know YouTube is going to be flooded with even more hauls and unboxing videos. And as much YouTube entertainment satisfaction as I get from these videos, I do recognize that it can be unhealthy for both viewers and other YouTubers alike. It could lead to some making unwise financial decisions, and it could lead others to feeling like they're doing something wrong for not being in a financial place to make those same kinds of purchases, especially when not all YouTubers claim to be insanely wealthy. In fact, most of them talk about having regular 9-to-5 day jobs. So why are they able to do all these unboxings every other week while you're busy tracking down your one Tupperware lid so that you can save your leftovers for lunch for the next 2 days? Is life that unfair, or have they really mastered the art of good money management? Or are they simply not telling you the whole truth? What I want to do in this video is to look at 3 different income levels in the US and what luxury purchases can realistically look like if done in a financially responsible way. We'll talk about this in numbers, as well as in actual numbers of purses that equates to, because that's more the math I enjoy. And I'll let you decide whether your favorite YouTuber is practicing good money habits. Now, I feel like before I start, I need to make a few disclaimers. I'm not calling anyone a liar, I'm not singling anyone out, but since I do study decision making, I know how easy it is for our own minds to play tricks on us and to rationalize away our choices. The goal of this channel is to talk about luxury consumption in a mindful manner, and a large part of that is being able to recognize when your fantasy self or YouTuber self is not abiding by money principles that represent reality. Your fantasy self is living her best life as a billionaire, on vacation, with an Amex Black Card. The other disclaimer is I know everyone is in a slightly different financial situation. According to CNBC, 49% of those making 6 figures are living paycheck to paycheck. So don't think that making more money is the answer. You can be making 6 figures and still make poor financial decisions. Trust me. So while we all vary in terms of our expenses and debt for mortgages, rent, student loans, car loans, etc., we'll look at these numbers based on household averages. So let's get started. Luxury purchases aren't just made by the uber wealthy. More than half of luxury purchases in the US are made by low to middle income households, and more than half of US households bring in less than $75,000 annually. So let's first break down our annual household income into low, middle, and upper income, which equates to households making less than $55,000, $160,000, and those making anything over that. Just to round up some numbers and not to rely on upper limits, let's pick $50,000 and $150,000 as our low and middle income households. And since upper income equates to anything over $160,000 and there's no ceiling, we'll just round that to $200,000 for this example. That represents approximately 7% of all US households. But wait, we also need to figure out gross versus net take-home income, since taxes can be a B with a capital B. Now, I'm going to be on the conservative side and just calculate net take-home based on our current tax rates and tax brackets based on joint filings. I'm assuming a lot of our YouTubers are married, so tax brackets are going to be different depending on how they choose to file. If those incomes fall into the current tax rate brackets of, say, 12%, 22%, and 24%, that would mean their take-home income would be approximately $44,000, $117,000, and $152,000 respectively for each household. Now we'll take the classic 50-30-20 rule, where 50% of your take-home income should be put towards your needs, 30% towards your wants, and 20% towards your savings and investments. Now I know there are many variations of these rules, but we'll go with this one since it's considered an oldie but goodie. So according to this rule, that would mean that you would either have $13,200 or $35,100 or $45,600 to go towards your wants. And don't forget, wants include anything that is considered non-essential, and you may trick yourself into thinking that luxury items are essential, but they're really not. Essentials refer to things like your rent or your mortgage or any bills, your insurance, and minimum debt payment. Basic groceries, those are essentials. So in this wants category is anything that is considered non-essential, including but not limited to eating out or vacations or subscriptions or memberships, and of course, any and all forms of shopping. So let's say on the extremely aggressive side, you are willing to sacrifice all other non-essentials to focus on luxury shopping, and say you budget 80% of your wants towards luxury items. That would mean you would have $10,560 or $28,080 or $36,480 to spend on luxury items a year. And so all of your other wants are limited to $2,640, $7,020, or $9,120. Is that realistic for you? Or let's say realistically you are in a dual income household situation and you're not the only one with aspirational purchases planned. And so now you have to further divvy up that 30%, and maybe each of you gets a 40% share of that, and the remaining 20% is spent on wants for the household, which includes vacations and eating out, subscriptions, memberships, etc. Now that would leave you with $5,280 or $14,040 or $18,240 to spend towards your luxury purchases. And there we have some basic breakdown of how much you can realistically spend while still being financially responsible. Now let's look at what we can actually buy with that money. I'm going to use Hermes as my base just because that's my current weakness. So a little over $5,000 can still get you an Hermes entry bag like the Evelyn or the Picotin or the Her bag, with some left over for a pair of sandals or sneakers, and sprinkle in some fashion jewelry or twillies as well. Now, if Chanel is more of your thing, that could also get you a mini flat bag or a wallet on chain and covers taxes for the most part. Now, if you have $14,000 instead, you could try your luck purchasing one of their lower end watches or less expensive fine jewelry or home goods, for instance, keeping it under $3,000 to see if you can get lucky with a quota bag. But honestly, that's probably not very realistic. But some of the mid-tier Hermes bags like the Bolide or Bolide or the Lindy or the 2424 and even the Kelly or the Constance to goes, those are definitely financially feasible and leave you with room to play in your budget as well. Or you can take that $14,000, book a short trip to Paris, and see if you can get lucky with their lottery system. Now, if you had $18,000 and above to spend towards luxury purchases alone, and we go by Hermes's 1-to-1 fabled spending ratio, then getting one quota bag a year and spending close to a 1-to-1 ratio is quite feasible. It wouldn't quite be a 1-to-1 ratio after accounting for taxes. But then again, that would mean one Hermes quota bag unboxing a year, plus a handful of other items sprinkled throughout, and nothing from any other luxury brands, or any discretionary shopping at all. So you tell me, can luxury YouTubers really afford what they claim they can't afford? So unless these YouTubers are making well above $2,000 a year, then chances are they've taken some liberties with what they consider to be responsible spending. Again, I make this video not to call anyone out or not to make anyone feel bad, but I hope this gives you some realistic goals for what you can afford and what you shouldn't aim to buy if you want to be financially responsible. Now, if you enjoyed this video, please don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. I'd love to make more learning content related to luxury, so let me know if you have any other ideas.